be able to have a chat if I want to. Don't make no damn sense. No sense whatsoever. Please help me understand why I don't have a chat up. Alright, but I still got my other chat window. I got the major chat window. Join us. Alright, I am going to hit up the broadcast and send out. What in the world? Okay. Next. How to get all the way there? Okay, next. Oh, we got stuff going crazy on me over here, family. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, good grief. Okay. So I just unleashed the black signal. Once again, I forgot my sheets. And I remembered the black book, though. So, like I said, if I don't get your ancestor, it's a mistake of the heart and not one of the mind. So please bear with Brother Hatim as we are still trying to get the process together. I got my Daily Toaster hat on. Got my Gye-Nyame Journey shirt on, right, with that phoenix sitting up in there. And, of course, we're going to get started real soon. I'm just giving time to try to see what's going on. YouTube has still not popped up with a chat box yet. It shows that we are live on Facebook. It says we're live on YouTube, and they're talking about there is no chat there. Still sending data to LinkedIn, but I don't know what's up with that. So I might have to go back in and re-sign in. I don't know. But it is what it is. So we're about to go and do this toast, family. It's Toast and Talk Kaumba. And once again, I want to welcome you to the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Okay, I don't know what's up with that. Of course, you know this is the Daily Toast, and of course, it's the Toast and Talk Imani, and if it is a Heart of a Simba production, where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Family, grab your water, grab your health drink. We are about to kick it off here live at the Gye-Nyame Journey.
Mr. Diddy.
Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take a breath and drink some water. Take a breath and drink some water. Take a breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink. Or should we say, breathe, then drink. Now, grab your bottle of that water. Put that cap on that water. Lift that bottle of that water. Simply pour some drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body, drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Come on, move. Move your body, drink some water. Family, move your body, stretch that spine. Drink. Or should I say, move, then drink. Now raise your cup and toast your ancestors. folks. Man, I'm got to get used to this position that I'm in because my feet keep kicking the camera. And family, I had to get away from the house so I could do some work. So I came to my second home, waiting for some African dance stuff to go down here. So I got a lot of work to try to do. I got some videos to cut because I told y'all about the Monopoly video. I'm looking at one of my elders' books and trying to put it together and trying to get this whole digital Gye-Nyame system working right here in Central Ohio. And like I said, I got some more stuff to learn, but I learned enough to go and get some stuff started, and I'll move to the next level of the training after I get this spring move out the way. I was hoping to start back with my classes in January, but all the stuff I have to do. Shouts out to Miss Terahasa. I see you out there. We got other people out there for us. I don't got nobody on YouTube, and I don't know why my YouTube is not allowing me to see any messages or post any messages. Oh, there we go. It's up now, family. It's up. It's working. So what we're going to do is I got to finish the water. This is 33.8 ounces. This should be nothing for us. Once again, I'm running late because I went and had a magnificent discussion over at APDS with the Divine Conversations, and I'm gonna start. You know what I'm saying? I got the flyer. I got the flyer late yesterday, so I didn't send it out. But we're gonna really start advertising because we got a group of young people that will be presenting next week. Cleve will be one of them. We have right now. We have Brother Tykees. We got Brother Levon. I'm trying to get a sister. Hopefully I'll get Miss Layla to come out and share some stuff with the family. And y'all we got to support our youth, especially when they're doing stuff that is for us. You know what I'm saying? I understand y'all like basketball and football and shit like that, but when our children are exposing their minds to us, we need to have standing room only, because one, it inspires the youth and it shows them that the things that they are doing is heavily supported. And many of us that are raising kids and working with our children, we know that just a little bit of care can change your life. But what happens when you magnify that care and you start magnifying that caring in different areas of life? We know what happens on the football field. We know what happens to some of these young people when gobs of us show up for a football game. They show out. So what happened when we say we have young people presenting for the village and we get 15 people? I mean, 15 people are good, 20 people are good. But what happened if one of these weekends, because I'm going to get the flyer, we're going to start distributing the flyer. What would happen if these young people came into a standing room only? And they realized that all these people were here to see and to celebrate their growth over the last year, or to share in the lessons that they are going to present to the family. You understand what I'm saying? And we're gonna get to a point where we're doing this more often here in Columbus, and maybe some other cities they're doing it. But shit, in Columbus, I always strive to make sure that we're above and beyond anything out there. So, to start off the toast and talk, of course we're gonna do the toast. Then I'll open it up so that we can go have conversation. Those of you that are new here, or those of you that are old, whatever, like and share. You know what I'm saying, family? It's best to check us out on GNJmedia.live. Once again, that's GNJmedia.live. I'll type it in for you. All you got to do is follow the link. GNJ Media. Oh, it ain't typing. GNJmedia.live. Just type that in. It'll take you straight to our YouTube channel, or actually our Streamlabs channel. And through Streamlabs, you can check out our merchandise. You can also check out your place on the leadership board. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, Brother Kwame is killing everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even me. I don't know how this mathematician is doing it, but it probably got something to do with him hacking the system or something. I need somebody to catch up with him, because I'm about to move him back to 0, because every contest he gonna win. So anyway, let's go to the leaderboard and let's just look at it. I'm gonna shout out some names. All right, so right now, Brother Kwame is in the lead with 6,220 points. We got somebody named Commander who has 3,640, and I don't even know who that person is. So they must be watching on the download, but I don't know how they getting all these points. Shiloh May, it got 1,000. My fault. Shiloh May got 1,940. Oh God, what I just do? G&J Media. I'm sorry. So that's what happened with modern technology, family. All types of craziness start to happen. Let me get back to the leaderboard, because I can't. Some of the stuff is spaced out pretty well. All right, the chat is back up. Let's go down. All right, we got Shiloh May with 1,940 points. Shouts out to Shiloh May. We got another TTV, got 1,560 points. Myself, I only got 1,531. Lemon Juice got 1,440 points. Navita is at 1,405. Junior Winston is at 1,220. Craze VC Nick is 1,060. Electrical is 7080. Lurks is at 600. O Star O is at 540. Aggressive is at 460. On Platypus, that was me, 420. Bloodluster is at 320. Communities is 260. Mac WCCD is at 240. Kimberly, Sister Kim, is at 235 points. Oh, she should have more. Sister Kim, you need to go to gnjmedia.live if you can get it. And Zainaki Burr is at 200 points. So family, welcome. You know what I'm saying? And so also you go there and you can check out our merchandise. As you can see, I got this nice red Gye-Nyame Journey Media shirt representing that tribe at the bottom. We got the cat N at the bottom, which means our thing, which is it. So to jump off the conversation, once again, I'm back into one of this hardcore history. I stumble on these podcasts as I am a podcaster, so I'll be checking out other people's podcasts. And this brother asked a very critical question. He is right now. I am on. He got an episode called. It's 5 hours long, and I wonder if he does this all in one take. It's 5 hours long, and it's called Celtic. What is it? Celtic genocide or something like that. And it's about Caesar, Julius Caesar. And he starts off the whole series with a question that I had to ponder myself. And I want to ask the family the question, right? And the question that he asks was a common question that you hear when you go to a lot of these motivation seminars and a lot of these, spiritual things. What are things, if you had to list 10 things, what things would you be willing to die for? I want you to think about that, because the next question is going to be even deeper than that. And this is the level that a lot of us have to be on, or have to move on, or have to really realize that if we are going to make any real change, we're going to have to answer the next question. So the first question is, list the top 10 things in your existence that you will be willing to die for. Okay? Get ready for this next one. I'm gonna drink a cup of water for the next one, because this one kind of fucked me up when I heard it. But hold on. Now make sure that on your list, even if you're doing it mental, you put it in the order from the most important to the least important 10 things in your life possibly that you want to die for. And if you don't have 10, that's cool. You understand? Because the first one I did, I didn't have 10 things that, I would die for. You know what I'm saying? 10, because that is a short list for me, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's certain big things, but so then the next question, I need another cup of water for this one, because this one kind of fucked me up. My health drink today is, because I'm in this place and I didn't bring no ambrosia, is straight black coffee. So I'm toasting with black coffee, no sugar, no creamer, nothing, just straight black coffee. All right. So you ready? So now the next question: what would you be willing to put up the list of your top 10 things that you will be willing to die for? What on that list would you be willing to sacrifice all of it for? Think about that. Just think about that. Like, because on your list you might got your children, different family members. Some of y'all might have property and stuff on there, right? But now, take it another level deeper. What would be so valuable that not only would you put your life on the line, but you will put the life and the loss of these other things on the line for? See, that's a whole another level of warriorship that we have to really start to wrestle with. Because at first I wasn't even going to listen to this one. I'm like, damn, the wrong, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going on the mantra of one of my elders. You know what I'm saying? Young man, if you want to learn all about African, if you want to learn your history, you have to learn the history of your masters. What? What? Who master? Who is winning in the battle right now? Do you know and understand their history? So I click it on, because Homeboy has an interesting take on how the history is being wrote, and he's very skeptical about certain things. And my skepticism meet his skepticism in some places and other, because I understand that him being a European person, that he's proud of it and stuff like that, but he's still kind of skeptical of some of the writings and the angle that they're coming from. But then when he dropped that question on this one with the Romans and Julius Caesar, right? Because the picture he was trying to paint is the picture that those people who oppose empire have to be at in order to even be able to get on the battlefield with the empire. Because not only were you putting your life at risk, which in America, a lot of us, by you being involved in the struggle, cool. Then everything else is cool. They'll put me in jail, which is slavery, basically sell you off into slavery. But yet, in a sense, they might harass your family a little bit, but that's all. See, in ancient times, and maybe in future times, by you speaking up, by you organizing, right? You may start to put those things that you love and that you are willing to give your life to protect. By you taking the actions you taking, you may be putting them at risk. Like I told y'all the other day, when I was listening to the story of Three Kings, he talked about when either it was the Assyrians or the Persians. I can't remember which ones, but everybody wanted Kemet at this time. When they rolled down and they took it over and Egypt or Kemet rebelled, the story goes that they marched in, and rather than killing all of the royalty, they gathered 2,000 of their sons and 2,000 of their daughters. They had them clad their daughters in gear as servants, which more than likely was very revealing, because I want you to understand that when you are going to be sold into slavery, especially as a female, right? There's other things that come with that, male too. There's other things that come with that. So, you know, these noble children were draped they was gladly dressed and marched in front of the people and sold right in front of them. 2,000. Right? Then they would take their sons and they marched them out in front of them and they would kill them right there. This is the price of you rebelling against empire. So not only in some cases would you lose your life, you would lose the life of those that you love. And the question I have to ask each individual that might be listening to me, what is that valuable to you? To not only sacrifice your life for, but to be willing to put up everything you love into jeopardy. And the scary part about that is that in many parts of the world, that is what individuals deal with on a daily basis. In America, we could be armchair, like I'm in an armchair, comfortable, and be able to get on and talk shit like I talk, or get even more severe without really having to deal with what some of our ancestors may have had to deal with if they was put up. Brother Junior say, bruh, they got me at this church anniversary for my dad's church, but still tuning in and out. Keep dropping juice for us. I'll do that, man. I'll do that. I hope you ain't playing it too loud, man, because I'm going to start cussing in a minute. You understand? So, but I'm going to try to tone it down because Brother Junior in church, you know, I don't want to disturb that, but I am flattered that the brother would keep up with us here at Gye-Nyame Journey and spread the word. You know what I'm saying? Family that are tuned in, please like and share. I don't know why this keeps falling off, but it does. I got to get the chat back up. You know, so think about it. Just think about that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, armchair revolution is cool. You know what I'm saying? But the work and the real work that we got to do, you know what I'm saying? It's going to require us to not only be willing to put ourselves on the line. There may come a time where the price of what we're doing and what we're talking about may become exponentially higher. But then also, I want a lot of y'all to think about this. Many of the things that you may be willing to die for that's on your list, if you don't do this work, you're putting them at jeopardy too. Just so that you know. There's no escape. There's no escape. All right. But family, we about to do this toast. Raise this cup. I'm going to open up these lines. If y'all have something to talk about, good. If not, good too, because I got to get over here and start working on one of my elders' books. I got to finish my thing. I got to send out these links for people to help us with this Malcolm X Festival. Because like I said, I will not be losing. I will not be losing to the Asian Fest for too much longer. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Nope, I'm not going to do it. Asian Festival is not going to beat us again. So I'm mustering up my forces, getting us ready for battle. You know, because, because for me, shit, it is a battle. You know, I'm insulted that people don't feel that the Malcolm X celebration is important enough for y'all to come on out and celebrate. So I need to find out what's up with that. I need to find that out. All right, so let's get to it. Y'all ready? All right, first, raising our glass or my cup. We try to do, glass or wood or something like that. Raising the cup to the Creator by whatever name you choose. Call that Creator. We raise up our cup and we salute the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We raise our cup and we salute that Creator and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we raise up our cup and we celebrate our ancestors, our personal ancestors, as we start learning the stories of our mothers and our grandfathers and grandmothers and great-great-grandparents and on to infinity. We start learning our line and follow it back so that we could go and make the direct connections to where we were. You know what I'm saying? Not forgetting where we are. So we raise our cup. So I'm going to start the list. I'm going to do as much as I can by memory. Then I'm going to pull up on the list where we are. Oh, shit. What did I do? All right. It won't stay up. All right, so giving honor to Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert and Texas, Anna Davis, Herman Brown, Singh, Rosalie, Tilly, Georgia, and William Walter, Chris Fennegasson, Eileen, Uncle Chris, Fiend, Cleveland, and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Jenny Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman L, Nomo X, Pet Maya Ram, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luther Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Reed Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Lonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster. Oh, man, I lost my rhythm. Marie McDowell, Janice Foster. I lost my rhythm, so I got to go to the list. Let me go to the list. Find where we were. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster. It's real small. Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Kevin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sherry Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Carolyn D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Meldale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sel Well, Levita Farmer, Agoso Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harry Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keachler-Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mitchell Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Dorothy Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Barham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Dalmatet Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs, Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Franklin Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Denny Ayers, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. And then from there, we moved to William Walter West, Nigella Parrish, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFridas Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scandalberry, Barry, Wilson Headley, Emma Hine, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pena Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosey, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Justin Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkerson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Cleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eulin Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwilyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet McCates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housley Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ada Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Amber Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls here in West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Baum, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Darren Urban, Hiram Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, JaVale McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Ivor, Marjorie Cofer, George Swan, Imani Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlie Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. Then we got Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Sheldon Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jermonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Edward Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Correa, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khaled is in transition, Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gantz, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominic Nichols, Ruthie Lane Johnson, Trisha Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Monga III, Tamara, Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Cassandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Alauti Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem Nkomo, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, Dr. Karimi Mackey, Victor Bowden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, Delar Woods Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamara Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lang, Samanda Damon, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker. Uh-oh. William Bill Walker, let me hurry up. I think the cup is about to break on us, family. Let me move it over there. RJ, where are we at? Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Merle. Well, let's just start. William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray. Well, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson Sr., Drusilla Merle, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Merle, Sylvester Foster, James and Lizzie Winsey, Abe and Julia Lawrence, Ozell Leathers Sr., Gladys Coper, Ozell Leathers Jr., Geneva Jackson, R.J. Lacey, also known as Toot the Don, Xavier Winston, Chris Kinney, Margaret Minter, Mary Smith, Juanita Florine Stith Gibbs, Carl William Duncan Jr., Jana Callahan, Danny Hale, Miko, D. Nice Hill, Andrew Martin, Mabel Williams. We lift up our glass and we salute each and every last one of those ancestors. And with that, we say Ashe. From there, family, we move to the present moment. What's popping off in the present moment, Brother Hatim? Right now, we are on the day of Imani, so we want to give all of our Imani brothers and sisters, all our Imani babies, a round of applause, if we could. I mean, did we have enough on the budget to bring the group to clap? Is that it? Thank you very much. All three of y'all. Appreciate you. I'm sorry, the budget didn't allow for us traveling expenses to bring the whole spiritual group to clap. But, shouts out to all those born on this day, this great day of Imani. We want to go ahead and talk about using or opening up our reticular formation so that we can go out and we can seek out the principle of the day, which is Imani. For those that don't know, Imani is faith. So we're looking for examples of faith in our community, and they out there, and they're more than just in church. There's a lot of faith in our community. We have a lot of faith. Some of it faced in the wrong direction, but once we start learning how to harness these principles as energy and redirect them towards our community, we will be able to do some great, great things. Now, for those that don't speak the language, Imani means faith. The modic principle that we celebrate today is harmony. Trust is what we teach the young people in the Millennium 7. Red is the color, as you can see by the marvelous shirt that you could get if you go to our merch store. Gender is the Hermetic law. Kwesi is the male name, and I cannot remember the female. Is it? I cannot remember the female name. It's Kwesi, and I can't remember the female name at this time. But family, we raise our cup to this present moment because this present moment is all we have. Damn, that is a horrible crack. Oh man, now we gotta go. So anybody know somebody with a wood cup, Brother Hatim needs to buy a new wood cup. Some bullshit. But anyway, we raise our cup up to this present moment. Can't raise it too high because it might spill on me. But anyway, family, we raise our cup in celebration. And with that, we say, Ashe. From there, we move on to the future generations. We toast our children, our children's children, on to infinity. And with that, we say, Ashe. Family, from there, we move on. And guess what we going? Right now, we're going to all of our relations, and we say Ashe. From all of our relations, family, we move on to this selfish toast. What is it that you need to grow in this moment? We raise our glass, and we say Ashe. From there, family, last but not least, I want to toast the most beautiful, magnificent, and excellent individual in the room, and that's you. We raise up our glass, and we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy in 100 years. And we will do our toast and talk. I'm going to play some music, and I'm going to get this cup together. And I'm going to drink all of this out of it real quick. So let me find some music for you. Take a couple of second break. Don't you go nowhere. Where is? Oh, man, I don't got no music on this one. Okay, well, we'll play this here. I should have some music on here.
Mr. Diddy.
We opening up the lines at 614-556-4535. Once again, the call-in number is 614-556-4535. Now, the question on the floor right now is, I asked you at the beginning of the podcast, at the beginning of the stream, what is it that you are willing to die for? And I ask you to form a list. It could be up to about 10 things. If you got more, you got more. But then the next question after that is, what would be important enough to you, to your tribe, to your people, for you to put all those things up for? You understand? So if you're willing to die to protect these things, and so these things are very valuable to you, right? What would be worth it to put all that stuff up so that you could get? What would you be willing to put everything on the line for? Everything, right? Because this is a mind state that separates those that's getting it from those that just want it. You understand what I'm saying? Though, I mean, because it's like, listen, when you playing, we're talking about nation building, and we have to understand that just that term alone, when you really look at it from a place that has that's already a national body, it's a threat. You know what I'm saying? Black folks getting what they need in America is a threat. Right? Is it worth it? For me, it's worth it. I have to ask myself, is it worth it for me to put everything on the line? My children's future, my family's future, the few possessions that I do have that I value. Is it all worth putting it on the line to do what I do right now? You know what I'm saying? And I'm asking you, what is it that you were willing to put up everything for? Because it's deeper than, because a lot of people talk this, I would die for. I would die for. See, it's easy for you to put your life up, right? But how about the life of everything around you? And I ain't talking about for no crack or nothing like that. I ain't talking about the addiction type thing, right? You know, and then some of us are so weak-minded that we think that everything has a price. So some of us would put everybody's life on the line for a few $1 million. Some of y'all ain't be like, well, no, not a few million. It'd be $1 billion for me to put my mother's life up. And you know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all are mercenaries. And as long as we honest about that, you know what I'm saying? We could do, because you could do work with mercenaries up to a certain point. But then you need those who have, you need to actually start surrounding yourself with individuals that have higher aspirations, higher desires, higher dreams, right? That can't be bought, because they understand the ramifications of them, in a sense, selling out. Because, fam, we got to understand, when people, you know, this whole concept of selling out, you know, it's all about free market type stuff, you selling out. We are at a point where we have to understand that selling out is treason. No other people would accept that or accept you back unless you brought something far more valuable than just you. So, you know, that's the question on the table. And I know a lot of people is like, but family, we need some revolutionary thinkers. So the call-in number, for those that might want to call in, I'm going to post it up on both channels so that maybe to see if we get some points. Damn, I guess we dropped off for a couple of seconds. Call-in line is open at 614-556-4535. Alright, so we done posted it up. It posted up according to this on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Periscope. I don't see nothing about that other thing I'm supposed to be on. My line, it appears that my line is up. Nope. My line is not open, so I apologize. Yep, it shut me down again. I don't know what's going on. So the lines are now open. Feel free to call in.
You are the first participant on this Uber conference. Please hold while we wait for the others to join.
All right, so, oh man, YouTube is down too. All right, so I don't know. Maybe this might be a Periscope. Brian, shut up. Brian, go and play your game, man. You know, because a lot of times when we get, you know, go and sit back down and play your game, Brian. Brian J. Go sit down, boy. All right. So to all those serious people out there, somebody gone. Anybody want to call in? Call in number 614-556-4535. Once again, number is 614-556-4535. Let's see. Let's see what I could do. I should, but I ain't gonna go over there. All right. So if there's nobody calling in, we can go and call it an early show. We did our toast. I kept my responsibility. Trying to raise the discussion. You know what I'm saying? If you got something you want to put up, dang, this dude, who? Okay, pow, there we go. Don't have to worry about Brian no more. All right, go and mess with me if you want to. All right, anybody else? Anybody else? Any other callers? 614-556-4535. And if you don't want to talk about that, lines are open. It is called Toast and Talk. If you got something else on your mind that you would like to talk about, by all means, throw it out. Give you a couple more minutes. And it says that we only been streaming for 3 minutes and 59 seconds. So obviously, it done dropped us a couple of times. So I apologize to the people out there. I don't know what's going on with the signal. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's still my fault, so I take full responsibility. Call-in lines open, 614-556-4535. Let's go to Hootsuite and see if there's anything up or anybody posting anything online. If you have an article or something, oh my God. We got one of the Yaborns up in here. One of those Ujima babies here. Shouts out to Sister Regina. What is going on? What is out there for you to put everything on the line, Sister Regina? I'm starting the conversation over a little bit. So I asked people to list out 10 things that you would be willing to die for. Right? 10 things that you would be willing personally to throw your life on the line for. But then I asked, what goal, what thing out there would be important enough for you to throw everything, all those things on the line, plus your life? You understand what I'm saying? What is it out there that would drive you to be like, I got to put everything on the line? Because when you look at ancient warfare, when you really look at warfare, that's what it's about. Is it something that you would be willing to put your son or your daughter on the front line for? Is it something that you will be willing to give all your wealth for? Is it something out there you be able to sacrifice all of your, you know what I'm saying? Is there such a thing out there for you? And then, if there's not, right, then we got to, I don't have 10, myself, my family, my universe. That's pretty big. I mean, that's kind of more than, my universe. But what is it that you would be willing to put all that on the line for? Because like I said, it's easy to throw yourself out there on the line. But what happens when you throw yourself out there on the line and you know that there will be repercussions that's going to affect, maybe even erase your whole family line? Because this is a decision that many people throughout history had to face. This is a decision that may have kept many of our ancestors on slave plantations. Am I willing? I'm willing to put my life on the line, but I'm not willing to put this baby's life on the line by me running. By me popping somebody in the mouth because I lost control. You understand what I'm saying? So just the whole idea, it kind of like, I was like, damn, I never thought about it like that. Put everything. I'm at the gambling den of life, sitting at the table, playing cards with fate, and I gotta put it all up. What am I willing to put it all up for? Go and think about it. Go and think about it. So, didn't mean to do that. So, anybody else? Anybody out there? Anybody else? Questions, comments, anything y'all want to specifically talk about? We got this presidential run going on. Let me go and save some of my space. I could go and knock some of this stuff off. Anything else? I'm trying to pull up my Hootsuite. All right, family. Lines are open. Facebook sister Regina says, universe is not big for me. It has a specific definition for me. Good question. What would you be willing to put it all on the line for? That's the question on the floor. Because for us, we're able to talk about it. But many people around the world actually have to live this reality. They have to be really willing to put it all up. Which in many cases would be why, you know what I'm saying, they might look at education a little bit different than us. Because really, when it comes down to it, many of us here, even though the numbers may say one thing, many of us here are comfortable enough, just comfortable enough, not to feel that we need to put up anything. Hell with everything. I don't have to put up anything. It's kind of bad, and every now and then I don't have. I got to rob Peter to pay Paul, but it's not really that bad here. I mean, we complain about it on the surface, but really, many of us are really comfortable in the positions that we have attained here in America. So I don't have to take massive action. I don't have to really put anything on the line. I can have a peaceful death. And I can have a semi-turbulent life, but I could see myself actually dying in the bed. Not a car crash, not a bullet wound. I can actually see myself dying comfortably. Is that where a lot of us are? Think about it. What is it that you would be willing to put everything on the line for? What is it? Is it anything? Because we talk about a freedom struggle. Freedom requires you to put everything on the line. And in order to keep freedom, many times in order to defend that freedom, you got to put everything on the line. Because once you attain freedom, you have to fight like a demon in many cases, or an angel, depending on your perspective, depending on who telling the story. You got to fight like a demon or an angel, depending on who telling the story, to hold on to it. And you have to be willing to put everything on the line for that freedom. Do we have enough people that's willing to do something like that? Or is it in this, listening to this hardcore history, this dude, he illustrated a story, because he like Alexander the Macedonian, or some people call him Alexander the Greek, or some people call him even Alexander the Great. And it was a story illustrated because Macedonia, which is Alexander's, in a sense, homeland, even though he might have been born in Greece, not that with it. But his father, Philip, learned his techniques from watching other groups prior to Macedonia and being a hostage. I think a hostage in Thebes, and Thebes learned their stuff from watching kingdoms that came before them. Persians, they had to, in order, because the warfare is kind of what sparked European warriorship, helped move it to the next level, because when the Persians came, you know what I'm saying, they had to learn how to fight in a different fashion. They had to, they had to get real aggressive, because these Persians is coming with a whole bunch of other shit. So they had to learn how, boom, and from there, you got Philip, who was held as a hostage by the Thebans, probably a royal hostage with the Thebans. He learned their style, and when he made it back to Macedonia, he trained up that shit, and he rolled down into Greek, took over all that shit, and he had eyes on going over and conquering what was then belonged to Persia, and Persia was like, I don't know about that. And then we get the whole story about either Alexander or Alexander's mama, or even the Persians. Somebody paid for Philip to be murdered. Philip was murdered, and that kind of stopped the campaign for a second for him moving into Persia. But actually that didn't stop, because Alexander came. Alexander started warring against the Persians, went and started taking all Persians' possessions, and he received an offer from the King of Kings of Persia. And when he received it, he read it. And I'm going to just use a name because I can't remember these fancy names they got. But Alexander presented the terms that the King of Kings presented, and he offered him a whole bunch of shit. And Alexander read it out to his generals, and one of his generals stood up and said, let's say his general's name was Simon, and he read it out loud, and Simon said, shit, that sound, if it was me, that sound like a good deal. Shit, we keep all this that we got and we go home. And Alexander supposedly looked at him and said, and if my name was Simon, that will be good enough for me too. Right? Many of us is like that Simon, you know what I'm saying? We kind of satisfied with what we have, rather than looking at possibly what we can get, what we can take. Right? Yeah, that would be good enough for me too if my name was Simon. But my name is not Simon. I'm such and such. I'm Brother Hatim. Right? I am Sister Regina. I am, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it would satisfy me too, if I was you. Basically, you got those small eyes. You got, you know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, but I mean, just little things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, are you willing to put it all on the line? All of it. All of it. Your comfort. As Sister Regina say, your universe. Would you be able to do that? But I guess that conversation, we ain't ready for right now. All right, I'll come back to that conversation on another day. I won't sit down here because I'm behind on the newsletter. I'm behind on another ebook. I'm behind on working on getting this whole digital piece together for the family and being able to present the concept of Gye-Nyame to the community, because I want to have a couple of models up outside of just my e-course. I'm trying to get a few other things up. I also need to make sure that I send out the fundraiser for the Malcolm X Festival, because we're going to muster up our forces this year, and we're going to increase the numbers to eventually in the next, maybe, let's say 3 years, because we got, like I said, we got 2023 coming up with all of the seats on the city council going to be up. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be seats for the Board of Education coming up. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we really ain't that far from possibly building up and at least taking over the city that we broadcasted from. So, you know, Family, stay encouraged. I pray that your day will be as beautiful as you are. I want to make sure the lines are open before I close because I don't want it to be somebody had called in and already hung up. But family, I want to thank those that took the time to listen into the Gye-Nyame journey. Man, if you have comments or you have ideas about how to improve the show, if it's certain people that y'all have access to that you would like me to have a conversation with or interview, by all means, let's do it. Once again, this is our show. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you got emails for individuals that you would like for me to be able to pull in and call in and have conversations with. Go on and help us put that together so that we can go and make this truly your show so that you feel that you have a vested interest so that we can, I want to make sure because I want to make sure I'm bringing some type of value to those that take their time and listen. And please understand, like if you like this, that Brian cat that was on here, please understand you're going to be blocked. You know what I'm saying? I got tools, right? You know what I'm saying? I got tools. I've been mastering my skills. I got a few tools on here. So I know how to handle some of you misfits that might want to have comments and stuff, right? Because I don't mind some comics, but sometimes some of y'all just, I mean, you're so brave on your keyboards. I just don't understand, right? You're just so brave on these keyboards, you know. I want to talk to the real men and women out there that don't mind calling in and hollering at Brother Hatim. Let them know that you think I need to shut up rather than typing it on your keyboard. I put the number out there for the world to see. Call in. Let's conversate about it. Why I should shut up. Or why I should do it in a different way. So I can encourage you to start your own show. See, please understand, this part of the reason I'm doing it. I want you to hear me with all my broken English and mispronunciations of words, right? I'm telling you that you could do this as well. And if you need help setting up your own platform or figuring out how to do it, I'm here to help you build your own thing so that maybe yours might be the message that the universe has been waiting to send out there. Let me help you. I don't mind helping you. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't going to stand around and allow you to, get sassy with your gangster fingers. I can't do it. Can't do it. Nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm a phoenix. I rise from the ashes. So that means we could do it. Right? For real. In real life. In real time. Voice to voice. Face to face. Right? So this is Brother Hatim. I love each and every last one of you. Once again, I pray that your day will be as beautiful as you are. And I want you to remember that you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Simple production, and you have been here on Toast and Talk. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. I'm out. You have a great day. Peace.